I am going to start with this classic, Bringing Up Baby, by Howard Hawks. One of my all-time favorite movies. I used to write papers on this movie a lot when I was in film school. And for people who've seen my films, particularly The Living End, Doom Generation, Living In is actually called an irresponsible movie by Gregg Araki because of this movie. There was a Robin Wood essay called The Lure of Irresponsibility that I read when I was in film school. That thus The Living End, an irresponsible movie. Something Wild by Jonathan Demme. I'm actually screening this movie tomorrow at IFC Center. I picked it as an oldie but a classic. The reason I picked it is Jonathan Demme, he was sort of making, hitting his stride right as I was in film school, and a big inspiration to me, and he was very much influenced by new wave music the way I was, and also very much like a film school kind of director. Like Something Wild is like Living In and Doom Generation, very much related to Bringing Up Baby, the movie I just picked. David Lynch, Fire Walk With Me, I think is his masterpiece. I know it was critically attacked when it came out, and my story about it is we actually got the Showcase Theater on La Brea in Los Angeles for The Living End because Fire Walk With Me was such a commercial disaster. It opened and closed in LA in a day or two, a week or whatever. So we got a better theater in LA because of the flop of Fire Walk With Me. But to me, just an amazing, perfect movie. I love it so much. And it has recently been critically resurrected, so thank God for that. Of course, I'm going to pick this, Masculine Feminine by Godard. I mean, Godard is a huge, huge idol of mine. And I took a Godard class in my senior year as an undergraduate, and it was life-changing for me. And it's such a profound influence on my voice as a filmmaker and what I wanted to do when I started making my own movies. Pink Flamingos by John Waters. John Waters is the original godfather of everything to me. I just want to really pay tribute to him. And this movie, I remember just being blown away by how intensely punk it was and how outrageous and shocking it was by 90s standards. And this is for John. I mean, he is a national treasure, and thank God for John Waters. I just have to pay homage to this movie. Sturgeons in Paradise by Jim Jarmusch. 1984, I was in film school, at the peak of who am I? What am I going to do? I'm just this weird, artsy Godard punk kid. This queer punk kid. Where's my place in, the filmmaking world? And this movie came out, and I just remember seeing it and being so stunned by it and so inspired. And it's thinking that I remember this played in one of the little art houses in West LA, and I was like, it's so cool that this movie is in theaters in America and people are paying attention. It wasn't a huge blockbuster, but the idea that there was this indie cinema that could exist was, for me as a young filmmaker, life-changing. Thank you, Criterion, and thank you, cinema, for all the amazing memories.